Hey, hi, hello, welcome to Kate and Couture Gaming. Welcome if you are new. You can call me KK, and yes, I am still sick. But I wanted to get this video out for you guys. I wanted to get it done early, but we are going to refresh my Plaza from this Christmassy holiday type thing, getting it ready for spring. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off with a tour of my Plaza and how it sits currently right now at the start of this video with all of our winter themed items. So as we pan around from the castle, this is what you are met with. Dead ahead you have the Frozen statues from Frozen. On the right you have our wintry portal, and then on the left you have the Christmas market over by Scrooge and Remy's. So if you head to the right, you are heading towards our winter portal where we use lots of purples and the winter items from the Royal Star Path, and our frozen trees and these little deers from the premium shop. As you follow the royal pathing to the brick pathing that leads to the rest of the plaza, you're going to come to the back side of where Minnie and Mickey live, and in this little area you have the holiday tree and all of the presents, including a little nod to Santa with his sled and a Yule goat, and of course Wally taking in everything because he is just the cutest little robot ever. We have our Dreamlight tree next to Minnie's house, which is going to get moved. That was originally put there just for a Dream Snaps, and I just never moved it. Heading down the side path from Minnie's house, and if you turn to your left, you will see those Frozen statues, and you are behind Remy's apartment. Excuse me, Gaston, you are in my way. As you follow the pathway around our little town area where we have Remy's apartment, Mike and Sully's apartment, and the Hollywood Tower of Terror, we come to our ice rink. And it opens up to Chez Remy and Scrooge's shop as well, which is decorated with Yule goats and the holiday cheer trees. And all of this is going to be flattened and turned into spring. So let's see what that looks like. So of course I am going to start off over by the portal and remove every instance of winter in this area. Honestly, I wasn't too pleased with this area to begin with, even though I did film me decorating this area originally. As time went on, it just wasn't my favorite. So I am so happy to be able to do a refresh of this area and bring in some colors that fit a little better in the plaza than the frozen wintry type stuff. Now I know most people when they are decorating their plaza, they try to do a cityscape. In real life, I am definitely not a city kind of person. So for me, the plaza is more of suburbia. And so there is still lots of trees and plants, just not as much as there is in my peaceful meadow. So here you'll see me adding some butterfly bushes and my favorite plants from the new DLC, just because they take up one space instead of four like all the ones in the original Dreamlight Valley. Now, while I am decorating this, I do need to keep reminding myself that I am not decorating the peaceful meadow and to not overdo it with all the floral aspects, because again, I do still want this to kind of be like suburbia. So here I'm looking for a table to place over by my portal, which is where I will store all of my goodies that I leave for friends and visitors when they come to the valley. Now, I have had people come visit me after I put this table here, and unfortunately the table is too wide. They cannot access anything that I put in the middle, so I am going to have to figure out a different way of displaying items for them. I loved how this pathway from the portal going into Minnie and Mickey's area curved. So I just took these L-shaped wooden benches and flanked both of the curved areas. I think it just creates a nice little park type feel. I almost wanted this area to have kind of like a Central Park feel like you have in New York, where it's just, there's just this random section of green and forest and flowers in the middle of the bustling city. But I also didn't quite want a bustling city. So I am pretty sparse with my trees and my flowers, but I do love how this is kind of all coming together. Because while, yes, there is plenty of floral elements in this part of the build, it's not completely overpowered like it is in my Peaceful Meadow, where my Peaceful Meadow is completely full of every type of greenery I could shove in every little space. So now we're going to start working on tearing down this section of the build over here where Mickey and Minnie lives. And this honestly isn't going to take that long. It is just removing the holiday tree and replacing it with the fountain that has Mickey on top. Unfortunately, this little fountain is still bugged. It does not have a water effect like it should. And then I realized that in front of Mickey's house, it's just very bare. So I am adding a couple of these butterfly flowers and some of these wild tangle plants in the tangle ombre bushes from the DLC, just to this little area to kind of spring it up a little bit. So now I'm just removing both of these Dreamlight trees and just dumping them in my Glade of Trust for right now while I work on the rest of the build. And here I'm going back with my original design when I designed this place. Is this little area next to Minnie's house is going to be a little community garden, since it is definitely, I don't know if it's lore or if it's just how the devs have made the game, but Minnie and Mickey are definitely gardeners. So I wanted them to have their own little garden. And the design of this area does change a couple of times throughout the build. The only thing that really stays the same are these little plots, as well as this initial pathing that is coming out of Minnie's house. Now, I originally wanted to have all of the roses just line the pathing because I thought it would look really, really cute. And then I remembered that the roses take up 4 squares, and it did, in fact, not look cute. So I got rid of all of the roses, and you'll see what I did after I removed them. But we have Fairy Godmother's little archway over here with the lights. And I am just planting random seeds, whatever I have in my inventory. Currently it is fluke seeds, I think is what they are. You get them from Eternity Isle. And then over on this side, we're just going to go ahead and take away all of the wintry Christmas aspect. And we're going to make this area another little fountain floral arrangement. Now these little circle flower beds are something that you can craft in your crafting table. It just takes some stone, one of the round circle dirt patches, and some flowers. So I'm getting rid of all of these roses. I don't like the way they look. I think they honestly just cheapen the build. And in lining the back part of this fence, we are using this purple leafy trellis that you get from the DLC, but it is something that you craft at your crafting table if you have the DLC. Going back to this little area, I forgot to add the fountain. So we're going to go ahead and do that and spruce it up just a little bit with a couple of bushes. And now for the main plaza area where we have Remy's, Scrooge, and all the apartment buildings. So we're just going to remove all of the winter items, the holiday tree, and the ice rink. And we're replacing the ice rink with the pool. I decided to line the edge of Remy's leading up to the Forest of Valor with a small hedge and place a couple of these small oak trees. These ones that I just erased were the tall black maple trees, and I decided I wanted to switch out and make everything a brighter green. So I decided I wanted a little coffee cart over here. So I took this coffee cart, and I originally wanted it in front of Remy's, but I couldn't get it to look the way I wanted to, so eventually it does move directly in front of Remy's, and then this area where the coffee cart was is just going to have some bushes and some butterfly flowers and trees. Now I always make the mistake of adding my trees first and then trying to go in and add my floral elements, and it doesn't work. My last piece that I am adding is my ancient vacuum, but I wanted it to be hidden because it just doesn't match the vibe at all. So I used my remaining purple leafy trellises and some decorative elements of floral arrangements to kind of hide that there's this giant machine. Alright guys, so this build in total took me almost 2 hours to build, and you guys are seeing it in under 20 minutes. So let's go ahead, let's tour it and see what you guys think. Alright, so coming from the main castle, we're first going to tour our portal area, and where it was once full of snowy themed items that doesn't really fit in the plaza, it is now almost like you're entering Central Park with trees and butterfly flowers and bushes galore. It also feels a lot more open now that I don't have those winter archways, and honestly I think I really love this design the most, but I can't wait to see what I design when it comes to summer and fall. Truthfully, I think out of all of it, this is my favorite little section right here, are these L-shaped benches that just frame this little area as you head into Minnie and Mickey's little getaway area. So of course our houses did not change. We have Minnie on the left and Mickey dead ahead. And it's really sad that this fountain doesn't have a water feature that works. It would be really pretty. Then of course we have our community garden. Mother Gothel, are you following me? You are just over by the portal. What are you doing, ma'am? Walking along the path to the other side of Mickey's house, we are coming to our second fountain in the plaza. And this is just, it's super simple. It's got benches and some circular flowers and some ferns and lights. Nothing too fancy in this area over here. Now if we take this pathway next to Minnie's, we're going to walk towards our apartment area of the build. But first, without looking, that the frozen fountains have been replaced with some maple trees and some wrought iron lights. We're going to take this pathway around Scrooge's and Remy's and just look at how different it looks just by removing those two holiday trees and replacing them with a coffee cart, some tall trees, and some floral elements. And I love that the holiday chairs, when I replace them with these modern white chairs, honestly, they look almost the same. It almost just looks like Remy took off the holiday decorations but left the same chairs. And here is our community pool for Remy, the kids that live in Mike and Sully's apartment, and whoever frequents the Hollywood Tower of Terror. And of course, here are some of our before and after shots. Okay, guys, and that's going to do it. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and dealing with my very still sick voice over a month later. I appreciate all the support that you guys have given me, and I would love it if you guys could hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and give this video a great big thumbs up. It does help me in the algorithm, and I'm a small-time content creator looking to grow her channel in 2024. You can also follow me on all social media sites linked down below. That's Twitch, Twitter, and Discord. And I will see you guys in our next video. Bye, guys.